Back for part two of WPSD's Local 6 Legal Line with the attorneys from the Bryan Law Center in Paducah and Louisville. And Kevin, I told you we'd get to your question, and we'll get right to it. So Kevin says, I was in an auto accident in March. It was the other person's fault. My wife and I had to miss work because we had no transportation. Can we get the insurance company to pay for the time we missed from work? So Kevin, I'll have Kevin answer your question.
Well, the first part of the problem is I would turn to my own insurance company if I were in your shoes, and your insurance company would pay up to $200 per week for your wage loss and up to $200 per week for your wife's wage loss, assuming the doctor is keeping you off work. Now, if you're only missing work because you have no way to get to work, then your own insurance company is not going to pay you any wage loss. At that point, you do have to look to the other company, and that is a real fact-sensitive question. It's going to be up to you to be able to show that you had no reasonable alternatives and that you did everything you could to, quote, mitigate your damages. So, for example, you don't just have to be able to rent a car. Maybe you could get a ride to work, or maybe you could have gotten a Lyft or an Uber or something like that and gotten to work. And that would have allowed you to work and made the money. It would have caused you to incur some expense, but far less of an expense than just a complete day's loss of pay. So, very fact sensitive. I would be careful if you're in that situation. I would try to get to work if at all possible, and then get the reimbursement on the lesser claim.
Have a question from Gail, who says, I was in a car wreck. The doctor did release me, but said that I may need surgery later. Can I get the insurance company to pay my future medical bills?
Well, not in the sense that I think that you're meaning. So, like, if you settle your case and you sign a release, that's it. There's no additional money that's going to be coming in from the insurance company or from the defendant. However, what we run into quite often is when a doctor has released you, it said surgery is, almost inevitable. It's going to happen, just not right now. You've got to take that into account somehow. And how you do that typically is by getting written medical opinions from the doctor. You can depose the doctor. Obviously, more than likely you're going to need a lawyer to do that. You file the lawsuit, have the lawyer depose the doctor, get it in the record saying that, within a reasonable degree of medical probability that you will have whatever surgery he's recommending or she's recommending, that it will cost, X amount, et cetera, et cetera. But that's really going to be the only way that you're going to be able to take that into account, have an insurance company or a defense take that into account, in which case that's the only way they're going to actually pay you an amount that's representative of future medicals and future damages that you could have.
Austin, Kennedy, Kevin Shannon of the Bryan Law Center with locations in Paducah and Louisville. They have been our guests on this edition of WPSD's Local 6 Legal Line.